Hey, what's going on guys? Pyro Dexx here and welcome to my Zamorak God Wars Dungeon guide. In this guide we're going to be looking at the kiting method for God Wars Dungeon, which is very useful for Ironman and low levels alike. So the requirements for this method will be at least a T70 magic weapon, 75 defense, and optionally 67 summoning for a War Tortoise familiar. So let's move on to the gear and inventory. This one's going to be for mid-level. So for gear, I'd recommend at a minimum T75 War Priest. Tuska War Priest is pretty easy to get right now with the event, but otherwise it's also not too difficult to get just from God Wars Dungeon minions. And of course, Slayer Helm helps a lot with accuracy and damage, but if you don't have a greater demon task, feel free to just use a War Priest Helm. For your cape, you can use any God cape from the Mage Arena minigame. For your amulet, I'm using an Amulet of Power since it's pretty low requirements and mostly everyone will have it. For your aura slot, you don't need to use any aura, but if you can use Vampirism, Penance, or Runic Accuracy. All of those are pretty good. For your pocket slot, I'm using a Holy Wrench, but you can also use Attuned Ectoplasmator, which will give you Prayer XP. I have a Zamorak arrow in my ammo slot, because you can use that as a protective item against Zamorak followers. And for your ring, you can use your best ring, but I'm just using a Ring of Life. So moving on to your inventory, you're going to want at least a War Tortoise Beast of Burden filled with food, one summoned, and then one backup pouch in your inventory. Then you can bring a Bunnet pouch in your inventory, just as a backup in case you run out of food in both your War Tortoises, so you can summon that to get a bit of extra healing. Fire and Air Runes to cast your highest level fire spell, since Krill is weak to fire spells. I also bring an Enhanced Excalibur, since it gives a free defense boost and great healing. Super Restores or Prayer Potions. This is because Krill commonly drops 3 Super Restores, which will restock your supply in your inventory. 2 magic stat boosting potions, 2 super anti-poisons or multiple of the normal anti-poisons. As I'll show later, anti-poison is very crucial to a good trip. The 2 Law Runes are for Trollheim teleport, and of course just bring the best food that you can bring. So for your higher level setup, it's basically the same as the lower. Just use your highest level gear. Here I'm using Subjugation and a Mage Kiln Cape, as well as a Dragon Rider Amulet. And for your inventory, it's going to be the same, just a higher level familiars. Here I'm using Pakyak and Unicorn Stallion. So as for getting there, if you're watching this guide, I'm sure you already know how to get there, so I'll keep it brief. But here's a little trick to get your inventory full of food. So teleport to Trollheim the first time, drop a monkfish or whatever food you have, then teleport back to a bank by whatever means, grab 2 more Law Runes, teleport back and pick up your food, and you will have a full inventory. So just in case you don't know, I will play the rest of getting there in fast speed. For your kill count, I find the best method is to do what I'm doing in the video, kill the 5 imp spawns, and then hop to another world and do the same thing until you have 40 kill count. So when you click on the big boss door, you'll get 2 options. One is Enter Encounter, which is just enter the room on the world with no instance, and the other is to start or join an instance. Instances are nice since you can set it to fastest spawn, but I only recommend that after you have a bit of experience. So before entering the boss room, set your quick prayers to what you see on the screen, use your potions, Excalibur, and activate your aura. So now let's move on to the actual kiting method. So go into the encounter, click on Krill once to activate him as your target, and now you won't have to click on him anymore. So basically, as you see on screen, click through the walls to run around the perimeter of the room. I usually run clockwise, and basically you just want to spam click to where you want to run and spam click abilities. I usually stay on Revolution since it's a bit easier once you get Krill down and you can just kind of semi-AFK and use Revolution to kill the minions without having to go on full manual and spam click abilities. So prioritize Combust, Dragon Breath, and Chain. Dragon Breath and Chain are especially good if you have Vampirism Aura on to get that extra damage out on the minions for more healing. So basically I just build up 100% Adrenaline, use Metamorphosis, and then use all your basics, and then you usually get 1 Wild Magic off, and then possibly 1 Asphyxiate. I only recommend using Asphyxiate when he has about 15k health left, and he's across the room, so you don't get hit by him, since Asphyxiate does root you in place. It's a fairly simple method, but it does take a lot of practice. I know when I first started I needed a few kills just to get the hang of the running around motion. So some little tips and tricks to make your life a bit easier is to stall adrenaline between kills. This is only really possible on instances where you're in fast or fastest spawn, because when you just go into the encounter without an instance, the time between spawns is too great and you will lose all your adrenaline. So like you see on screen, unlock Krill's health bar, like you see, and then drag it into the middle of the screen so that you can always see his health bar, and you don't have to be looking around to see how much health he has left. Like I mentioned before, wait until the end of the kill, till he has about 15k, depending on your level and what you can hit, to use Asphyxiate. Another tip that I will stress again is to click into the walls, as you see in the video right now. Don't click on the floor, because that'll just slow you down. Clicking into the walls will make you run around the perimeter, which gives you the biggest range of motion away from Krill, and will keep you in front of him so you won't get meleeed. So that's basically all there is to it, to the kiting method. Get some practice in on normal worlds without instances, and then once you get better at that, you can move on to fastest spawn, which will get you around 60 kills an hour, which will get you your subjugation very quickly. Thank you for watching, and I hope this does help you out. If you want to see any other my Ironman guides, click the links on the screen. Stay tuned for 2 uncut kills, one of a instanced kill and one of a non-instanced kill. This will give you a feel of what to expect and kind of the time that it'll take. But other than that, I'll see you with next video.